Hello, everyone. Welcome to the special beat here. I am Dr. Quack, and I have a guest on here for you guys today. I have one of the number one contenders for the Pure Heart Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome Mr. Vagabond.
Hey.
What is going on?
Oh, same shit, different day. Going to different feds, causing problems, winning titles.
You have been everywhere, haven't you?
Oh, of course. Gotta be everywhere. Get your name out there and everything. Show everybody what's good. And just really just be chaos, as I like to put it.
Yeah, you have definitely made a name for yourself this year. You've won the Havoc title in WGP. You've won the Trilogy title in Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Made your name known, and finally making your way here to Heart and Soul, which is definitely a beautiful thing. I'm sorry, I was trying to make sure my thing's working here. It's being a little goofy, but yeah, you've been going everywhere, and now. I want to talk about some things here with you in your career because, you had to fight Bad Superman to get this opportunity for the Pure Heart Championship. How did you feel about that match?
Well, first, I knew what I was good. I knew what I was getting into as soon as I saw his name on the card because I kind of had a feeling that he didn't know who I was. I kind of didn't know who he was either, but I did study him a little bit just to get a gauge of what I'm dealing with as a an opponent. I was like, okay, he's not too bad. But then when it came down to it, the match came around. He said a lot more in his hype than he did in the promo department because he spent more time like just setting the background up and everything, the tone, and then it took him forever to get into it to cut me down. Versus me, I went straight out the gate and just cut. I mean, he's not bad. I will say he's not a bad competitor.
Okay. Because you've had a big rivalry, Era of Reality, and Shot Callers. You guys have kind of had a rivalry throughout the promo world.
Yep.
I imagine that felt pretty good getting a leg up on the Shot Callers.
Oh yeah.
But now, it's like, before I get into that, hold on. Mr. Wallace, have you talked to him since the last match? I haven't seen him on screen anywhere.
I have not actually.
Yeah, you haven't talked to him at all? Do you feel like, maybe that last loss there took a lot
He
out?
Yeah, it did. It did. It definitely took a lot out of him because I sat there and I watched it and I was like, I don't know. Might have to come with a little bit more energy than they do because when the highway Hellraisers started cutting in, they had all this energy, this fire, the words to back it up. They had everything going for him. As soon as it got to Mr. Wallace and Young Gunn, I I'd hate to say it, but there wasn't there wasn't the effort. I mean, there was effort, but it wasn't the effort as expected of the era of reality, like the standard of which we set as a whole. Like they kind of let this one slip through their fingers.
That was a tough match. Then you had that match and you had the Pure Heart Championship match. He had two opportunities and did not be able to cash in on them.
Yeah.
You still there? Kind of freezing up here. Vagabond? Might be experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties. My apologies. There you go. Can you hear me now? Vagabond?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, we a
Yeah.
little bit of
Can you
froze
hear me?
there. But yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
But yeah, for him it's tough. It's tough right now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and you got to walk in. You see this comment down here from Bossolini here. Not beating A-list, talking about your triple threat match. You two have never met, right? You and A-list Alverson have never met in the promo world, right?
Nope.
And have you and Landfill ever met?
No, we have not. I mean, we've been in the same places, but we've never had a match.
So it's you're kind of like a wild card here because those two have
Yeah.
fought each other. You know, what are your thoughts on these two gentlemen?
They're really, really top-notch people because I've seen the way Landfill promos, I've seen the way A-lister promos. They're very different styles. And so is mine. And what we're going to bring to this match is going to be something special and unique. But I'm not going to lie, this match is probably going to be one of my toughest matches to date.
Definitely. I mean, you're very young in this promo game, but you have definitely moved up real quick in it.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so because how do you prepare for this? I mean, do you reach out to Mr. Wallace on this? Do you just say, you know what, I'm going to do my style and go my plan? You know, without divulging too much, what kind of strategy do you have for this triple threat?
My strategy for the triple threat is divide and conquer for me.
Okay.
Because I know both of them are going to come at me with some serious heat and firepower. But my strategy really is just going to be divide and conquer because I can study A-list, I can study landfill, and just go about them the way I have to, the way I need to in order to get ahead. I just hope they study me.
I'm sure they are. I mean, I imagine the champ's got to be exhausted, though. He's had to fight Mr. Wallace twice and then walking into this triple threat match. That's definitely a lot on a champion. I mean, do you feel like you might get an easier shot at him because he's got multiple matches that he's had to do? Or do you think how do you feel about that?
To be honest, I wouldn't necessarily say it's easier because he's most likely having like a really, really good champion time because he just beat Mr. Wallace back to back already. Mm-hmm. And with this kind of energy going in, it's gonna be tough to take him down. I mean, yeah, sure, he's had like multiple matches, but I don't see his momentum slowing down anytime soon. And then you have Landfill, who's always hungry.
Yes,
that's gonna be a bit of a problem in this match because he's always hungry, never satisfied.
He never is. I mean, current foundation champion himself. I mean, definitely a man has held some gold. I see Bossolini commenting here. Do you have any questions for Vagabond? Or would you like to come on and ask him? How about that? I'm going to sit here. I'm going to send him a link. Let's see what he wants to do. Because he sounds like he wants to talk a little bit.
That's what it feels like.
I mean, he definitely doesn't seem real, like, you know, enthusiastic that you're in this match. He thinks it's just going to be a walkover, it seems like.
I mean, that's because I took Superman's spot, and it should be Superman in this triple threat, not me.
Oh, well, I mean, that's definitely one way of calling it there. So what do you plan on the future here? Like, okay, if you win this title, you know, you're going to have to face some of these toughest competitors. Who would you say is the toughest competitor here in HSP outside of yourself?
The toughest competitor here in HSP outside of myself.
Oh, here he is.
Oh.
While you're thinking on it.
And just like that, ratings go up. Mr. Vagabond. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good.
I'm going to give you credit. You are a very unique individual, and you have been winning titles everywhere. Now, the thing is, most of the titles you have won have been mid-card titles. Are you ready to step up to this main event?
pretty big hand here for Tom.
Oh yeah, yeah. You best believe I'm ready to step up because I can only go up from here.
Now, your man, Mr. Wallace, you said you haven't heard from him since his last match, but has he given you any insight on what it might take to try to dethrone A-list Allison?
Which is definitely what's going to happen here. Brian taking a little bit of extra time, but no chance of him calling here with Jack Eye.
Mm-mm.
When we talk about this
No,
time, you say
I
to
haven't gotten around
yourself,
to
it's important.
asking him yet because, like, I don't know when he's like busy or when he's not busy. At least.
Taking a little bit of extra time.
That means Wallace ain't doing his job as a leader. We'll have to fire him.
Uh-oh.
Situation as these four players are in right now.
I mean, there's always an opportunity for you to come and become a shot caller if their reality thing don't work for you. Just saying. So they always tell you if you can't beat them, join them.
I mean, that is true.
So are you trying to get Vagabond to join the shot callers?
Why not? You know good talent when you see it.
I ain't gonna disagree there.
You're talking high equity situation, difference in prize money between fourth and third place.
But
over two.
I got a lot of respect for Vagabond. I done seen what he did. He is the current heavy champion, and he's been defending it proudly.
Yes.
He's not one of those champions that seem to go running high when they say defend your title. Or like some champions I know, when they get a match that's a little big, they drop the title because they scared to face the opponent.
Now we got some smack talk coming up in here. Oh man. Well, I'm sure Vagabond will be thinking about your offer, but you know what? I'm going to pull me and you off screen because I'm going to give Vagabond the floor to give his final thoughts here.
Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, A-lister, landfill, I hope you two are watching this. I hope you two are studying this. And I hope you two pay very, very close attention. Because if you do not study me, the title match is going to be very, very bad for you both. Because I'm coming for the throat. I'm coming for your heads. I'm taking no prisoners. And Mr. A-lister, I'm taking your title. Point blank, period. And there's nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing you can do to stop this from happening. I mean, sure, you've had some title defenses, fantastic champion. But I think it's time somebody young and fresh relieve you of your duties. Take the title off your hands and give it some fresh life. And that's really it.
I understand. The man is ready. Can we get some new blood on the championship, or will the old blood stay there? That's going to be the big question. I want to thank Vagabond. I want to also thank Bossellini for coming on here. Thank you for tuning into The Beat. Get ready here in about 30 minutes. We're going to have the pulse, and God knows what's going to happen.
And you can call me Mr. Level Up, baby.